And they say if we'll only avoid any direct confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love us.
Don't worry about
All who oppose them are indicted as warmongers. They say we offer simple answers to complex problems. Well, perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer, but simple.
I got that black on black skin tone, actual fact syndrome. That's why I dropped the jewel in every verse you heard me shit on. Okay, it's a slumdog opera, the tale of a king whose name wasn't on the roster. My road to glory was road to perdition. And act 2, the turn, is just the memoirs with no omissions. We came a mighty long way from standing near the stove in the cold. The greatest story ever told. The realest niggas see the pain in my storyboards. The true believers say, wallahi, I support the board. My life feel like a highlight reel. This is lightning striking, feel how the zeitgeist feel. Get a slight chill.
I got these niggas breezy.
My swag is on 1.21 gigawatts, 10 trillion kilowatts. Hardcore thriller pop, Michael Jackson nigga rock. Google me, baby, understand where I'm coming from. My destiny's to hit a grand slam when my number come. All hail the lyrical, Grand Wizard Imperial. Niggas signed a dotted line with Hove, that's a miracle. And I ain't leave the thugs alone. The humble and meek will surely inherit the mud we own and shoot up every club we clone.
Let that bitch breathe.
The flow was too atomic, the poetry's too Quranic. A young prophet Muhammad, and I could drop a verse to change the whole vibration, the whole rock nation, the whole live nation. So pour libation, beware but prepare for the polarization. It's the globalization. Warn all the clergymen and notify Satan. I've been waiting, it's the notarization. I've been patient.
I got these niggas breezy.
Buy this car to drive to work. Drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work. Drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to go over a story that I was watching Valhalla VFT, and he showed a video from this dude where there was actual paramedics on scene, and I don't mean like somewhere on the other side of the campus. I mean like in the event itself. They had EMT workers there, but, you know, Charlie's security guards kind of, I mean, I can't say I know, but the implication is that they got nudged away. The EMT guys got nudged away by Charlie's security team, who seemed to be doing like little to no actual medical procedural like type stuff. Like it just looks like they're carrying kind of like a limp body around instead of like, yo, try to work, like he's bleeding right there, try to stop the bleeding, you know, put pressure on it, whatever the fuck you gotta do. Yeah, we're gonna go over that. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that very Discord right now. And obviously, all opinions are welcome. And, yeah. Also, everything I show you, like this Joe Rogan video right here we're going to play first, everything I show you will be linked in the description box for your own. If you don't want to hear me talking or you don't want me pausing the video, yada, 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 you get the fucking deal. All links, description box. All right. Joe Rogan. Now, I didn't watch the clip. I read the caption. And if he says what I think he's about to say, I have some gripes or opinions or pushback. Let's find out. Here we go. Actually, let me make sure my volume's good. That should be good. All right, here we go.
I think it's all because of social media is a big part of it.
Yes, I totally agree.
It's because the division when I was...
You might want to ask yourself why Billy Bob fucking Thornton's on the Joe Rogan Experience. It's because he has a show coming out soon, or the second season of a show called Landman. But isn't... So people with the illusion that this is just some sort of like, it's just buds, like dudes hanging out. No, these guys, agents talk to each other. They get on the show. They promote their book, their movie, their TV show, whatever. Or their presidency. That also happens. And, of course, Rogan's just the guy that sits there and lets them abuse his platform. And I'm not calling Billy Bob Thornton a bad guy. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to promote your TV show. It's just, Rogan, you promoted yourself as being like, oh, everything's organic. We're just having conversations. I'm just some guy. I talk to people that I'm actually interested in, right? Like, oh, are you now interested in Billy Bob Thornton because he has a TV show coming out very soon? Is that the Rogan we know now? Like, where's all the alien people and all that shit? Sorry, I had to say something about that, but here we go.
I think
But
it's all
you could
because of
say
social
that
media
about
is a big-
Letterman, Leno.
Well, yeah, but yeah, we know what their shows are though. They're late night celebrity guest thing, right?
Well, that's what's going on. I mean, it's just changed.
But those are like TV productions. This is supposed to be like just dudes hanging out, right? People with interesting ideas. Oh, I just want to hear like, oh, tell me about your life story or something like that, right? But instead, you can see how like inorganic it is because a lot of these celebrity guests he has on, they have like shows or movies coming out like within a week or two, and it's like, oh, that's why they're actually booking people instead of like Rogan, like, hey man, this guy's interesting. Can we get in contact with him? Let's call him up and see if he wants to come on the show. I want to hear his ideas. Like, I want to be able to ask him questions. Was like that's the thing that they present it as, but in reality, it is Johnny Carson. Either way, here we go.
I think it's all because of social media is a big part of it.
Yes, I totally agree.
It's
Totally
because
agree.
the division when I was a kid, I remember like the Reagan days. Like there was a lot of people didn't like Reagan, but it was never evil. It was never like this vile hatred of someone that you see today for different political parties and different politicians and just the way we looked at one side of the country versus the other side of the country. It wasn't divided like that.
No.
Like I always had relatives that were, some of them were conservative and some of them were liberal, like real liberal, and everybody was like, you disagreed, but they didn't fucking disavow each other because you voted for the wrong person. Like this is bizarre. And I think
nice
that
shield, Rogan.
sort of insanity is just accentuated by these weird little echo chambers that people exist in that are also infiltrated by bots. So they're not even real people, half of them.
Right.
So this one FBI analyst, he estimated that it might be as high as 80% of the people that are communicating online are bots on Twitter.
Right.
Which is fucking insane.
Well, yeah.
Because it's 80% of the
That's
people who have all
Josh,
these other
for
people
real.
riled up aren't even people.
Josh is a
It's
bot.
either
Well, it'd be nice if Rogan maybe asked Elon Musk about that when he had him on not too long ago. Say, hey, why not bring that up to him? Like, why do you have so many bots on your platform? Why do every time I talk about Elon Musk in a video and his name's in the title or something like that, I get a weird bot response on Twitter, like from someone with like an Elon style name. And it's like, huh, what is that? I can't say I know what that is. I'm just saying like it's weird looking now. Either way, let me help Rogan out here. Okay, when Reagan was president, if the entire country knew, straight up knew that the CIA under Ronald Reagan is bringing cocaine into inner cities to sell to poor people, lure them with money and shit like that to fund wars in foreign countries.
But what about
They might hate
Obama
him.
giving guns to fucking the cartels?
Exactly. But if people knew
I mean,
about
you
that,
can't just.
they'd
I
probably
know
hate
what you're
Reagan.
doing. You can't. I'll get you every time. You're doing it.
What am I doing?
You're being liberal, and I want you to be conservative.
Well, actually, like Rogan brought up Reagan, and he said, "Man, when Reagan was president, everything was like we weren't all visceral towards each other. No one hated the president. No one called him an evil person. I mean, there were people that did that, but the point I'm going with is the lack of information about what their government does. That has changed quite a bit, and thus you'll get more visceral reactions. It's kind of simple, Rogan. It's kind of simple. And yes, there are bots and content creators that try to, foment anger and hatred towards others. Sure, I can believe that. But at the same time, we all know, now we know that this motherfucker sells drugs to our kids in order to fund wars in foreign places. I think a lot of people would say that person's evil. I don't use that word as far as like what people are, but the behavior is 100% fucking evil. And then you do a war on drugs at the same time, so you're policing the thing that you're kicking off in the first place. That makes sense. And it's like, well, if people knew that, Rogan, I think you might get some different reactions back in the 80s or whatever. Also, didn't someone like shoot Reagan? right? Right? Someone shot that guy. Not as visceral as it was
He got
yesteryear.
it was in the butt.
You still got shot at.
It was in the butt cheek. That's like a, you know,
God. Either way,
that's like easy.
what did they call it in Forrest Gump? Like the what do they call it?
The $1 million wound.
There you go. $1 million wound. Well, some just jumped up and bit me. Anyways, so yeah, Rogan. And guess what? I hope people would care more. I really do. And I don't think it's as, toxic as Rogan might think. I mean, there's definitely some people out there that get on platforms and scream their lungs out about how much they hate Trump or they hate Biden or whatever the fuck the thing is, right? But I think I don't think there's a lot of people disavowing their fucking families for these idiots in office. I don't think so. Some, sure. But not as many people as Rogan's kind of making it sound. Maybe because he's disconnected from regular ass fucking people. He's $100 million man. But yeah. Another instance of Rogan stupidity when there's an obvious simple answer right in front of your face. And guess what, Rogan? You should be a guy that's pointing out how corrupt our politicians are. Pointing out that, they're trying to divide people and get them to fight each other instead of looking at them. Maybe he does in some cases, but, you also had on President Trump, you also endorsed President Trump, and you also voted for President Trump. Now, are you going to make yourself look bad? Damn, I fucked up. This guy's corrupt. Let me point out every little corruption he's involved in. Or will you keep your fucking mouth shut because you know he's going to show up at a UFC event at some point? Fuck. I'm tired of all this negativity, man. So negative out there. Yeah. Engage, Rogan. Don't be a fucking pussy. But, yeah, it might be, at this point, Rogan might be beyond pussy. Beyond coward. He could be full of shit. I had to leave room for that. Anyways, let's move on to the main video here, where this guy's going to show some tweets here of actual EMTs on the ground when Charlie Kirk got shot. And allegedly, or apparently, they were nudged away by the actual security team of Charlie Kirk while they were doing no real medical assistance to Charlie. Just carrying his body around, throwing him in the back of a fucking truck and driving away. That's crazy when you have EMT guys with equipment bags that are willing to help. So let's hear this. This is from a guy named Coach Colin. Here we go.
Did you see what other people saw? That right there. Now you can see it already. It says EMS. Watch this.
Taser shots only.
EMS. Right.
Now, I did see this portion of the video, but when I saw it, I couldn't tell. I don't know if that's EMS. They're moving kind of gingerly. They're not running desperately. But who knows? Let's keep playing. I think they show some different angles in here.
Right there.
Taser shots only.
It's going to play it again. They're going to slow it down. Right there. Those two guys. That's EMS.
And when I saw this video, I'm like, I can't tell who they are. And they almost walk past where Charlie is. Then they look to their left, then they stop and oh, okay, over here. But I didn't. Someone was saying that it was, but I swear to God, I just couldn't tell. I can't tell if those are ambulance guys. But here we go.
Because I was wondering, I was like, you have to have people. You don't have an ambulance there and you have no one there? I felt like you're not even allowed to do that. You're not even allowed to have an event where I used to work in film and television. I used to work in situations where I would have to get, and look, he's offering it. That right there, he's offering his tools, saying, guys, take this. If you don't believe me, don't worry. We have more videos that are closer up, better vision. You're going to see.
That's the one I want.
He's offering it. They ignore. The video goes back to him. This is one of the guys. Look at how he's dressed. He has a walkie-talkie. He clearly has this. Now, it's not as clear. I actually messaged a person who posted this video, and I was like, please, like, can you make sure, like, can you show me this picture without the writing on it? But the writing is important as well. It says his name's Connor Doherty. Doherty is fucking Irish. Get it fucking right. Contact me. I need to talk to him. That's what the person who posted this video is saying. This man is definitely gag ordered. I mean, no way about it, right? He's one of the people in the crowd. He saw it himself. He had to be watching. So he's probably gag ordered. He can't talk to anybody.
Probably true. And if there's some sort of conspiracy going on, they might actually use either of these guys for their quote unquote medical expertise. You'd be like, okay, you guys just, like, once again, conspiracy level shit. I'm not saying this is the case. I'm saying if it was a big conspiracy thing happening, it would definitely threaten these guys to use their medical expertise to say, oh no, we knew he was dead. He was outright dead. We already knew that. That's why they just threw him in the back of a fucking truck and drove away. Which wouldn't make, like, that doesn't make sense, right? No one's, like, technically considered dead until, you know, an official medical person looks over them, right? They try to save their life, and then they pronounce them dead, right? You can't just be like, well, he's dead. All right. I think actually Dubster made the point, like, if you know he's dead, just leave him there, because now you're fucking with the crime scene. But the bodyguards of Charlie Kirk can't just say someone's dead. It doesn't work that way, right? They have to be examined by a fucking doctor, right, or medical expertise. I think even the ambulance guys can't do that, right? They have to, like, try to work on you and get you to the hospital, and then a doctor will look over everything and say, okay, they're dead, and there's nothing we could do. They're dead. The EMT guys, their job is, like, try to keep the heart pumping until they get to the fucking hospital. But apparently these guys were just not allowed to do that. They just, once again, just threw Charlie in the back of a fucking SUV and just drove off. Okay. All right, here we go.
But I thought to myself, I'm like, you know, again, film and television, I've worked locations. If you don't know locations, we look after the location. If there's 500 people, we have to make sure that those 500 people are taken care of with tents and garbages and this and that. And then there's always people who are first aid people. And they usually work right alongside us because we tell them where they can go. They can request more things, and we're working with them. We always have those people around. So I was like, in a situation like this with 3,000 people, you have to have something, but they didn't have an ambulance. And we called that out. A lot of us were saying, why is there no ambulance? That's a little weird. Why were the security guards doing what they were doing? How come there was nobody there? Everybody was like, that's very convenient, but it turns out there actually was people there. Thing is that they just didn't get to speak at all, and they didn't get a say in what was happening. Now, somebody said what I just said. Connor has been silenced by the historical gag order, covering over 3,000 people.
Which is not true exactly. Like, there's a lot. They have to, the prosecution and the defense team have to find people that they want as witnesses that are officially a part of the case, and then they get a gag order, which just it makes sense to do that. So, yeah, it isn't 3,000 people on a gag order. That's just not feasible, right? I'm sure they might caution and be like, hey guys, don't say anything to anyone. Just keep this here until we find out whether or not you're a substantial witness or not. All right, which makes sense. But all right, here we go.
They're desperate to keep the truth from coming out. Here again, here's a little clearer of an image. It's very, very, very small. But this is when I don't even know if he's campus police, but I know he's some kind of officer, and he's stopping people from going towards the SUV. But if you see right here, You see that EMS bag. Now, that might not be enough for you. We have more. But let's...
Well, hang on, because you had a point there. I don't think he picked one. Like, the cop is there stopping people from going past him, right? But these guys are allowed to go by him, right? So thus, it would add more credence to them being actual EMT workers, right? And it just, you can... They apparently have the guy's name, right? So, yeah. But here we go.
See that EMS bag. Now, that might not be enough for you. We have more. But let's just read a little pushback first. Charlie's security tended to the wound immediately, and they continued to do CPR in the car on the way to the hospital. The goal was to get him away from the scene ASAP. They didn't know where the shooter was. The doctor said Charlie was dead before he hit the ground, and his team knew that. Now, the problem with what this person just said is they said that he was dead before he hit the ground, and his team knew that, but they also said this team was working to get him far away from the scene because they didn't know if there was another shooter. So I don't think I need to explain that too deeply to show.
Yeah, it's makes no sense. His team knew he was dead. You're still working on him. Why not have the EMT guys do that? And something the Valhalla guy said as well, which is at least take their equipment with you, right? They have all this shit that could maybe do something, right? But they're like, all right, he's dead. Fuck it, just throw him in the back. We'll pretend to try to do something, but he's already dead. Fuck it. That you can't do shit like that, especially when you're supposed to be professional, right? You're a professional team that's working for Charlie. Like, come on, that makes no fucking sense. But all right, here we go.
That person doesn't know what they're talking about. The person who posted this clip actually said, and I guess they have experience in EMS. You can trust me on that. I was going through all their comments just now. He actually did reveal that. There's zero reason to deny EMS the ability to treat Charlie, or at least take the trauma bag. That's what it's called, a trauma bag. With them would have things like AED, which are crucial when doing CPR. 100%. 100%. That makes a lot of sense. And
I don't
honestly,
know what AED is.
I mean, sadly, EMS, somebody could look completely passed away to you. They're not stopping. They just keep going. They
have to.
Where regular people might be like, "Oh, he's gone." They go, "No." And they just work. They'll work on somebody who might not have a pulse or any vital signs. They'll work on them for like 10 minutes because they know there's been situations where they're actually able to keep someone alive. Their goal is to keep a person alive, keep blood inside someone's body, bring their vital signs back up if possible until an ambulance shows up, and then they pass it off to people who have more equipment than them, not just trauma bags. Now,
exactly. That just makes obvious sense. It's not fucking TV, right? Now, there's obviously, if it's like, let's say a murder scene and someone's just dead on the ground, right? And you can tell they've been there for fucking days or even weeks. That'd be different, right? They would probably treat that a little bit differently. But if the actual event happens right in front of the fucking EMT workers, they're going to go to work. Like, that is what they like. That is their training, as far as I understand. Like, there would be no hesitation. In fact, like, to me, it's a little bit weird that the guys were like I'm sure those bags are kind of heavy, right? They have equipment in them, all that stuff, but they're like moving. It was like very just not as fast as I would think. If it's like, oh my god, we gotta go fucking help this guy, because every second matters. If someone's like bleeding out, and you can stop the bleeding somehow with your equipment or your expertise. Like, every second you're delaying, more blood's coming out, and it'll be harder to revive the person. But maybe the bags are really heavy. Maybe they didn't know exactly where the fuck. Like, where is this Charlie guy at? What the fuck? Where is he? But yeah, here we go.
Let's watch it again. For the people who didn't believe that those were EMS people, check this out.
I push my fingers into
What is with this?
The video was so clear. Oh, whoever posted this video, come on, man. It was so clear. I could have done the zoom in myself. It was the clearest video we've ever seen. Look at that. Look how clear that video is. And then you decide to zoom in and you make it potato vision. Come on, man. I don't know why people taking liberties. So many people taking liberties, man. It's crazy. I'm going to silence this just because it's like some video track being played, but I'll go over it. So that's Charlie being rushed off. EMS, right there.
See how like slow he's walking? Like, oh,
so that
get
means
him, move on. He looks
they
so
didn't
casual.
even have a chance to run up on Charlie when he was on the ground. And that would have been the time to have, look, that's a trauma bag right there. Right? So again, they are showing Frank here, but also they're pointing to the fact that there are EMS guys in the background. So it's not like these guys weren't around. You'll end up seeing them right around here. There he is. Walks by. He's on scene. This is the guy that should have been doing what the security guards were doing. And I'm not saying this out of an attack on him. The security is supposed to be working alongside the campus police and any EMS. They're supposed to be saying, we got our guys there for EMS. I've had to do this in film and television. We have these guys over there. If anything happens, I know these guys are there. Hey, buddy, stay close because we might need you. We have these guys over, we have the campus police over here. Should have had somebody on the roof. And then if something happens, security should have been securing the perimeter, making sure there's no other shooter, right? Everybody's going to scatter. They can't control that. But they could have controlled that little situation, that little radius of where Charlie was. They lock that down. They say, EMS, get over here right away. Get over here and do whatever you got to do. Keep the blood in this guy's body, please.
I'll be fair here in regards to if it's like, okay, you're still in crime mode because a gunshot went off, someone got shot, and there could be more shots coming. Like, there could be more shooters, there could be more bullets in the gun that are fired, on and so forth. So that's why usually, like, the police or security have to clear things out first, and then like clear things out for the EMT guys to get there. And those guys have to be willing to risk their lives because if there's more shots coming, they could get shot themselves. So, yeah, it would make sense to move Charlie. It makes sense to do that, although it might not be the best thing to do medically, but you can't just let him sit there because there could be more shots flying, right? And then if the people that are trying to help the person that got shot, if they get shot, then who can, like, you end up in a worse scenario, right? So I understand them moving the body, or moving Charlie around, but you gotta clear space and get the EMT guys working right there in the fucking lot if you have to. And if you say the hospital's so close, get a fucking ambulance over there immediately. In fact, there should already be one there, honestly, but here we go.
So this is before the shot. Right, so they're just showing everything that's going on. And this is him and his boy. See, he's taking off that trauma bag because he wants to offer it up. Let me make sure you guys see it. He's offering up that trauma bag.
Okay, so that little movement right there, that looked like a sense of urgency, at least, to me. So, like, but the other shots, it looks like they're just fucking gingerly walking. I'm like, yo, get a fucking move on, bro. What the fuck? It looks like he's, like, looking around, and he sees to the left. He's like, oh, shit, right there. All right, let's go to work. Here we go.
Right, so they're just showing everything that's going on. And this is him and his boy. See, he's taking off that trauma bag because he wants to offer it up. Let me make sure you guys see it. He's offering up that trauma bag. So the one guy named Connor, he keeps his. But this guy says, hey, go ahead and take it. Like, you can just have this. This would just make sense for you to have because you have somebody in there who clearly needs it. Right? They're ready to work. That's why they're walking up. They're ready to go. They're like, let us in the car.
Why you hear the guy on the radio? It looks like
we have
this guy right here. Looks like he's maybe on the radio saying, oh, we need, an ambulance here right now, right? And that would make more sense than just once again, just throwing them in the back of a fucking SUV. You have this one dude trying to get into the trunk of the fucking SUV. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, what the hell? Is it that level of incompetence? If EMT guy, and these guys should be yelling, honestly. I don't know. Once again, I can't hear them. I don't know exactly what happened that day or whatever the fuck, but like, these guys should be screaming at like, yo, we're fucking get the fuck out of the way. Right? And they would start working on them probably in the back of that car. And wait for an ambulance. All right, here we go.
Have everything that you would need. The security guards have absolutely nothing except for whatever they were passing around, handing off here and there. That's all they got. And their phones. That's it. EMS guys have everything you could need. They have gauze and they have the know-how. Hey, we have this type of injury. What do you do? Oh, well. And they would just do it. But for some reason, they were it doesn't even seem like they were they weren't even stopped. They weren't even considered, is what it seems like. So again, there he is. He's taking it off. He's like, let's make sure these guys have exactly what they need. And that offer gets ignored. It gets a stiff no.
Okay.
They put him in the car and they go.
Okay, so maybe he wasn't on the radio. He was just pulling his bag off. But yeah, here we go.
Wound open. Charlie bleeding out. That's what they thought to do. Now, I've watched Valhalla VFT talk about the security team, and he makes a good case for just sheer incompetence. Sheer just incompetence. And this could be another illustration of that.
Now, let me just see if he has any more clips in here. That's them on the ground. There's Candace. And the guy with the phone. Or the guy that pulled down the cameras, I think, is that guy right there. Okay. I'll leave that there. Yeah, it just I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. They even, once again, it took time to open the trunk up so the guy could sit in, so he can get inside the trunk, and then get driven from there. Like, dude, we don't need you. You're not doing anything medically for Charlie. We don't need to open the fucking trunk so you can squeeze into the car with the rest of them. The fuck? It should be the one guy putting pressure on the wound, and maybe the other guy helping him carry Charlie into the fucking truck. That's it. You don't need, fucking dudes jumping in the fucking trunk of the car. You don't need that. Holy Christ. If anyone, one of the EMT guys go into the fucking trunk. What the fuck, bro? That's just weird behavior to me, man. Super weird. And maybe they just panicked, and they're not used to that shit, and they just didn't know what to do, and their minds snapped back to like a movie or something. Yeah, throw him in the car, get him out of here. Like some sort of action movie thing, right? Some sort of hero, like, oh, throw him in the car. Let's peel out to the hospital. I don't know. But like, when you see EMT guys right there, like, yo, guys, we're here to help. Nah, bro, I got this. I'm on a mission. Fuck. Once again, Charlie could have been dead. Like, he could have been instantly killed, kind of. You know what I mean? He could have been dead already. The point is, like, you have to let someone work on him. You have to. That has to happen, right? The bodyguards can't, announce someone is dead. They can't do that. But, all right, either way, I'll leave it there. Just something that I saw, that the guy you mentioned, Valhalla VFT, I saw him covering this video exactly. Like, all right, let me look at it. That's why I did it. And now it's in the YellBro archives. Look at that. All right, there's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. I don't know what you would disagree with, but, just add your thoughts or opinions about anything. All opinions are welcome, obviously. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. It's nothing pornographic or grotesque. And obviously this video and the Rogan video I showed you will be linked in the show notes / description box. So you can watch it on your own. Please do so. All right. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down. Yeah. Meow.
Say you wanna get in.